groups. We wanted to do like a fun thing before Thanksgiving and just like have people, I don't know, we just love sharing this and doing this together. And we also want people to kind of see what this is all about, because we get questions all the time, like, what does your group look like? How do you run it? I think each coach is kind of individual in their ways of how they run their group. So this is exactly what we do. We host a call like this before every big launch, like challenge group that we launch, and make sure that everybody's on the same page. You know what to expect. You have a place to ask questions. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Fort Polk, Louisiana. That's a fun place. Lisa.
Can you see this?
Yes, I can. Wow, look at us. That's such a cute pic.
Oh, I didn't know it was going to move like that. Oh,
I like it.
Feeling a little fancy. Okay. I'll let you kick things off, Heather.
Okay, so we're doing a 5-day Friendsgiving challenge. My name is Heather Demers. I only work with other people named Heather, so JK. But I'm running this group with my girl, Heather Blair. We run a lot of our groups together. You'll probably see that too, that like coaches like to collaborate and just work together. So we're going to kick this off. Next slide. Okay, what to expect this week. So we obviously know that doing something for 5 days isn't going to change your life. So I want to set that expectation now. You're not going to like have this ridiculous transformation. I would say if you go all in this week, you will have a mental transformation where you feel like you have the confidence and the drive to continue. Like that's the goal, right? To like push through the holiday season and like really get a good routine under our belt. So when we start the new year, it's not like we're scrambling to get started. And I think there's a lot of pressure around like starting within the new year that you can take off of yourself by just starting your journey now, because just because it's January 1st, new year, Monday, like that doesn't mean anything. Like we have to motivate ourselves regardless of the time of year. So starting a sustainable routine, we are going to send you 30-minute workouts to do. You should have that in your email, and you'll also have it once we approve you into the group. So make sure, and we'll get into that too. But once you're in the group, you'll see the workouts listed there. You'll just click on the link and follow that workout. There's 5 days that we're doing this, but there's some extra workouts in there too. So if you want to do something different, you can. There's also, you could sign up. It's $7 for a day pass if you did want to have access to the full Beachbody library and live workouts. It's $7 for 24 hours. So you could test it out if you wanted to, but you don't have to. We're providing the free workouts. You will have access to the app for tracking as long as you have signed up for your free membership and you are in our group. You'll have access to tracking everything. And again, that's exactly how our groups look like and how the tracking looks like. So you can track your meal plan, your workouts. You'll post your sweaty selfies in there, your weight, water intake. You can track it all in there. We will share some personal development recs in here, and you'll also see them in the group. But that is part of this challenge, is not just working on your fitness and your nutrition, but really changing your mindset. And I would say that things didn't start changing for me, and I didn't start seeing results until I started working on my mindset. So often we're just like, oh yeah, we just need to work out and eat better, but like you need to have the mindset to stay consistent with that. And so personal development really helped me in all areas, like in my marriage, with my friendships, with my job, like personal development. Accountability partners, that's us and this group. We want you to really lean in and use the group, use us this week, and really make sure that you are staying consistent. And if you feel like you're falling off, reach out. And that's what this whole thing is community and bringing us together. You see that literally everybody is from all over the place. And so it's really cool that we can all come together. We're doing the same thing, we may not be going through the same hard things, but we're all going through some type of hard, and we have some type of season that we're going through. And so knowing that we're doing this regardless of that and showing up anyways is really cool and powerful.
What to kind of expect, Heather already went on that, but we are trying to help us create a sustainable routine that is going to be max an hour a day. None of us have hours on end to spend doing really anything, right? So we want to make sure this is condensed and you don't feel like you are all of a sudden having to spend hours working on your health and fitness, doing personal development, all of those things. So this is really geared towards making a morning routine. I know that's not ideal for everybody's schedule, but it's made a huge difference in both Heather and I's. I was always somebody who was like, I'm not waking up early to work out. That is not my jam, not doing it. Now, if I don't get it done in the morning, it doesn't happen because after work is the hardest for me to get any sort of motivation going or energy going at that time. So what we're going to focus on is, of course, a 30-minute workout, personal development, gratitude. So we're going to have start a habit of doing 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for every day. You can write this down on a piece of paper. You can write it in your phone where you can say it out loud. But just keep track all week of 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for and see how you start looking for those things throughout the day. You start actually wanting to be grateful for things and it really changes your mindset. We want to focus on a water goal. So you should be doing half your body weight in water a day if that's without working out. So if you want to do more than that, say if you weigh 100 pounds, I know it's not realistic, but it's easy math for me, not good at math. So if you weigh 100 pounds, you're supposed to be drinking at least 50 ounces of water. So start keeping track of that. That was one of the hardest things for me. I was lucky if I drank a glass of water a day. So start keeping track of that and notice how it changes your body. But in the morning, if water is something hard for you, start by drinking a glass of water in the morning. It jumpstarts your metabolism. It replenishes from, you actually get a lot, you lose a lot of water when you sleep. So it kind of just like replenishes you. And then we're also going to ask you to invite a friend. It's so much more fun when you have somebody that you know doing this alongside of you, helping you stay accountable in real life. So we will show you the tracker and how all of this will work because we're going to be tracking each of these things each day.
Sorry, couldn't find my unmute. Okay, so these were the workouts that we're talking about. We basically just put together like a mix of all the different programs that Heather and I have done that we like to kind of give you an idea of the different types of work. There's literally a workout. There's all different sorts kinds of things. And so if you do one of these and you're like, wow, that's not my jam, then don't do it and click a different workout, right? Like that's what's going to also help you stay consistent on this journey is finding something that you like. And I think sometimes we think like, oh, this is going to be our thing, but maybe you just being a part of this group and doing one workout, maybe you do bar blend and you're like, wow, I really like, and maybe that encourages you to like go out and take a bar class. And maybe you now become a bar person and you go take classes at like, that is so awesome. And that's what we want. Like, we want you to find what works for you. This has been something that has worked for Heather and I for years. And that's obviously why we do it and share it. But I don't want you to think like, oh, it's not like, right? You got to find something that you enjoy because if you're miserable with it, you're not going to stay consistent. So try out these different things. Again, yeah, she put on here the $7 day pass if you want to try out the live platform. And that also, so you get access to the live classes and all of the Beachbody On Demand library. But again, plenty of workouts for you to do these next 5 days.
I do want to just add to that. So you will see in the group, there will be a welcome post that will be pinned at the top and it will have not all of these, but it will have a few of them with the links there, but you should all have received this PDF or one that looks just like this in your welcome email or your email to get into the group. And if you, it's a smart PDF. So if you open it and click the name of it, it will bring you to that workout. Okay, so then I don't want you to not know how to access them any day, but you will be able to click it directly in that, or it will be pinned at the top of the group. So personal development recommendations, we are not telling you that you need to go out and buy anything. You don't need to go out and buy a book. If you are a reader, I encourage you to do that. I do a lot better when I'm reading it because when I'm listening to a podcast, I'm doing a million other things, right? So I don't fully soak it in, but start with a podcast. A lot of you are probably like, I'm not going to do the personal development part of it. And that was me. I know that was Heather. You're like, I don't need self-help. I'm not doing any of that. I thought the same exact thing. I struggled with it a lot until probably this past year. And it's been the biggest game changer for me. A lot of my journey has been mental for me, more so than the physical side of it. And find something that's going to speak to you this week. These are a few of our recommendations that we've loved. I'll read through them quick. For books, it's You Are a Badass, Girl Wash Your Face, Think Like a Monk, 5-Second Rule, and Atomic Habits. Some podcasts are Straight Up with Trent Shelton, Ed Milet, Empower Her with Keisha Fitzgerald, Real AF, which I always put a little disclaimer on his because he's got a lot of language. If that's not your thing, skip over that one because he doesn't hold back there. And then On Purpose with Jay Shetty. But again, you don't have to go buy a book. You can just listen to the podcasts that are on your phone, on Spotify, however that works for you. There's also a file in the group. We will show you the group before we end tonight, but there's a file in the group that's got a ton of personal development recommendations. Reach out to either of us if you want something specific. But start incorporating this, and again, see how this week can help transform your mindset.
I just found the You Are a Badass book too on Amazon. It's like, what is it? $8.45. So cheap. And that's definitely like one of my faves. That's one of the first. I think Girl Wash Your Face was one of the first ones I ever read, but I really love. It took me like half the book to realize it was a woman writing the book, and that just made it so much cooler. But her story is really cool, and she just makes you feel so good, like about everything you do. And she kind of slaps you in the face, like, wake up, girl, you should be living life like this. It's a good one. Okay, nutrition. So we're not going to dive, like we're throwing a lot at you at this for 5 little days. And so we felt like nutrition is something that's really important, but takes some time to get into and really feel like you have a handle on it. It takes a lot longer than 5 days. And so in our groups, we follow something called Ultimate Portion Fix. That works. You have probably seen them with the colored containers that basically measure out like your healthy fats, your proteins, things like that. We don't count calories, it just you measure it. So it's more of like a portion thing. Definitely has helped both of us just understand like what our body needs. And I think just a really good like knowledge of what we need and like what makes us feel good. So for this group, we have put in the file section of the group that we'll approve you in, you'll see different recipes and meal plans in there. I think I attached them to the email that I sent you to, but basically do your best this week. Like, don't stress about following something. I honestly think that that's the best way to approach nutrition in general, is just like, do your best with it. And then moving after this week, if you want to talk more about it, we definitely can dive into it and like give you some more resources, but we did not want to overwhelm you and have you feel, it shouldn't be a miserable thing. Like going through a week like this should be fun. You should be pushing yourself to get uncomfortable, but we don't want to push you to the point of you're like, I hate this so much. And I think both of us, that's kind of how we started. Like we went all in with our workouts and really got a handle on like working out consistently, and then added the nutrition piece. You need both to change your life, and you need both to see results. Absolutely. But for the purpose of this week, do your best. Like, you know what that means for you and what feels good for you. So challenge yourself, right? Like, don't just say, oh, Heather said, do my best, so I'm going to have, a whole pizza to myself every night. Do your best and challenge yourself a little bit and see how it feels to push yourself and not give in, right? And not have those excuses. So push yourself this week, but ultimately do your best. We know what healthy looks like, right? So That's what we want you guys to focus on for this week.
Talked about the daily tracker earlier, and again, this should be in your emails from us, but it's also in that file section. I know we keep talking about that infamous section. We'll show you where that is, but it's all in this app. So you can access our group either online, which we'll show you, Beachbody On Demand, or you can get the On Demand app, and it will all be on your phone. That's where we're going to be sharing, like Heather said, our sweaty selfies. That's where all of our information will be. But in addition to that, we've created this tracker. And these are those items that I showed you earlier of what we are going to be tracking every single day. You can get a max of 6 points because there's going to be daily prizes that we're going to be doing. And I'm so excited for that part of it. I just think it adds a fun element and helps you want to stay on track of things, right? The whole point of this week is to create those habits. And the only way to do that is to continue showing up and lean into this group. So again, it's going to be a workout, personal development, gratitude list, half your weight in water at least, inviting a friend to join the group. And then we've got the bonus here if you want to do one of those live classes with the day pass. So again, 6 out of 6 points is the max that you can get. And you will see every day there will be a pinned post. I think I did it at like 6 p.m. Eastern, but it will be in there whenever you're finished with the day to go in and post your tracker to. The only way that you're going to be eligible to win one of those daily prizes is if you are posting your tracker to that post, so that first we know you showed up, but that way we'll also be able to see who had the most points, right? So you have to post to that every single day with this tracker to be able to be eligible for that. But I think it's going to be so fun. I probably need to click on this then, unless you have it up.
I can have it up.
Stop sharing.
I think you have to, yeah, let me share. The infamous file section. I know we just keep saying it.
You promise it exists. Yeah.
Okay. Where is my thing? Okay, y'all see this? Sweet. Okay, so this is what the group will look like. Obviously, there's no post in here yet, but here is the file section we're talking about. So we added some recipes and meal plan ideas. The daily tracker is in there, so you can just and you can access this on your computer or on your phone. It's probably easier just do it on your phone and then upload the tracker each day. But personal development recs are in there too. I want to show you what it will look like once we're all, what does that mean? Once we're all in there. So this is everyone posting their sweaty selfies. So people literally just come in here, check in. Not everyone shares a sweaty selfie. Sometimes they just share what they're doing. But my favorite is when people within the group start commenting on other pictures. That is the best. And I have friends in here now that literally have a girl, Sarah and Carrie, literally met up in Florida. They someone was on vacation and they only met through this, through a group like this. And then they became friends, talk to the point where they met up in real life. And so I just think it's really fun and it will help you change if you lean into it. And that's something that Heather and I are really big on is lean into these groups. And I know it's easy for us to just roll our eyes and be oh, it's just doesn't really matter. But have you ever done something like this before? If not, try it. Lean in and see if this could be your thing and if this could really help you. And I think the community piece was something that I wasn't really even looking for. I kind of felt I'm good. I don't need that. And that was uncomfortable for me to make friends or connect with people in this way. But it has ended up being the biggest blessing to my life to be able to count on these people. And on the days that I'm I don't want to do my workout, I don't want to show up. And then I come in here and I see all these girls showing up. I'm well, dang, now I have to because they're doing it. they got kids, they have a million things going on. I have no excuse. Like I need to get in there and show up. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted me to show on here.
I don't think so, because it wouldn't be linked necessarily yet for them. So just go in and you can create, it's very similar to Facebook. If you're familiar with that, just go in and create a post essentially. You can add your picture, anything that you want in there. And we will get everybody approved tomorrow morning. I will go in and there will be posts starting tomorrow. So the challenge doesn't start until Monday, but posts will be starting in there tomorrow. So you can kind of get a feel for it, get into it, see how it kind of works and go from there. But yeah, does anybody have any questions? I think that's all that we had.
That was so quick. Why do we take so much longer sometimes? That was great.
I don't know.
So I do have one question.
Yeah.
So I went on the little link that you sent and I put all my information in, and then I tried to go back online like yesterday just to like see, and it wouldn't let me back in using my login and password that I created. So I don't know.
What's your last name, Brooke?
It's Slezak, Sleezak. Because I went on the Beachbody website through that link, put in my info, and they said it was wrong. So I don't know. Do I just need to like create a new one, or?
Yeah, maybe, because I'm not seeing you in here at all. Do you have just like another email you could sign up with?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably just do that and then just request the group again.
Okay.
I mean, you could probably if you want to go through that, like chat support and be like, hey, and maybe they could reset your account if you don't want to change to a different email, but I would probably just do that.
And then just use the link that you already sent for Team Beachbody. Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
I know this might be a dumb question, but are you going to tell us which workout we do, or we just go pick a workout to do each day? Does that make sense?
Not a dumb question at all. I don't think we said that.
We did not say that.
Yeah. I
thought I might have missed it. I wasn't sure.
I think we put in there
We don't have an actual schedule, I don't think this week, because with the new day passes, so that is brand new that you can do the live classes. So we don't have an actual schedule planned out for you. The ones I will say the ones in the welcome post are kind of in an order. There's only 5 in the welcome post, where the welcome email has all of the ones that we showed you earlier. And those are probably the ones in order that we would recommend if you were wanting to follow a schedule and really not knowing where to start. But each of them have a little description. So there's one in there, like Heather said, find ones that you think are going to be your jam. There's a dancing one in there. I'm personally not a big dancer, so I don't know if I would necessarily do that one, right? So there's a little description of each one though in there, so you can definitely come up with your own calendar. But if you want suggestions or need help on how to get started with us, just let us know. We're happy to help you out. But like I said, the welcome post will have, I think there's only 5 in there. So if anything, those are like the top 5 in order that we would probably recommend.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
And as far as tracking, so if you go into, like, once you're in here, you'll click on tracking, and Heather, they'll have access to this, right?
It will look a little different if you're doing it on your phone, but it's just a banner at the bottom. And if you go to the bottom far right, it says tracking. So you can access all of this and the same thing on the app. It just looks a little different.
So for your workout, because you're accessing the free workouts through, it's just a Vimeo link. It won't connect to track here. So like if you were signed up with BOD and you did a workout on BOD, once you finished it, like right here, it shows I did total body tempo today. So it shows up automatically once you're finished, like you click out of the program and it just tracks it for you. But your tracking for your workout is going to be you posting your sweaty selfie and posting your tracker. And then you can go in here and track your meals and your water, your weight, your measurements. You can do all of that right in the app.
Same for the meals. I know somebody was asking about tracking food every day, and you absolutely can track the food. It's going to be geared towards you selecting a nutrition plan in the app, but you can just keep track of it yourself, kind of do like a food diary essentially for yourself to see where you're eating every day if you want. You can track it in here. It's just because it's geared towards the 2 nutrition programs that we have, it might be a little confusing to use this app to be able to do that.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with the container system, I wouldn't try to like track it like this, because this doesn't, you would look at this and be like, I don't know what this means. So if you're looking to track, yes, you could just like select meal and put what you had, or you could just write in a notebook for the week and then go back and like kind of see your habits for the week. I like to write like how I'm feeling and notice like when do I go for things. So like typically when I'm stressed out or late at night. And so kind of like checking in, I think that's really cool to like check in and be like, why do I want this right now? Like, why am I feeling a certain way? Could I solve this by just going for a walk or reading some personal development or like taking some deep breaths?
Drinking water. A lot of the times Heather just finished the reset. If you follow her, you know, she just did the 21-day reset, and that showed me I ate a lot when I was bored. So a lot of the times we really don't want food. We're just sitting there bored. So just thinking through it and things like that. See, does the app sync with MyFitnessPal or any other calorie counting app? I don't believe so. I think it is its own thing. So it's not going to sync to like an Apple Watch or any of those kinds of things. Making sure I'm not missing any questions in here.
We
but-
talked about water.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, if nobody has any other questions. You know, we're a little over our 30 minutes that we promised you, but how does inviting a friend work? So if you want to invite a friend to the group, or if you have somebody who wants to join this, reach out to the person who invited you to the group, and we can help you figure that out and how to get them plugged into it. Oh, you guys both asked at the same time.
Yeah, you can just, so if you,
Can really forward them the email that we sent you. It would, they'd be following the same exact steps to be getting into the group. So you could forward them the email that we had sent you. That'd probably be the quickest way.
yeah.
Get them plugged in right away. Perfect.
Great. Don't stress out. I know some of you messaged and you were like freaking out about it. Don't stress out. We're just going to work out and try to eat and drink our water and read some PD. Like an hour a day. And you're going to feel great. And then going into the holidays, you're going to be like, I know I could do this for 1 week, so I'm just going to keep doing this.
I think somebody had a question.
Me.
Yeah.
I am like a chronic quitter. So what happens when it's like Wednesday and this isn't fun anymore?
That's going to happen. So yeah,
Going.
lean into the group. So I know this is only a 5-day challenge, but I keep saying it that this is meant to create those sustainable habits, right? So like, even if you were to sign up after this and you sign up with the 21-day program, it doesn't just stop after 21 days, right? So like you keep going, and there are a lot of days. I mean, Heather said this before, that she reaches out, we do it to each other. And I'm like, so like, you work out yet? Do I really need to do this? We've been doing this for 3 years. So there's going to be days that you don't want to show up. And I think on those days, lean into the group. There is, and I can post this, I don't think I did, depending on time zones. I forget where everyone's from, but a Zoom accountability group, or reach out in the group and see if anybody wants to jump on and do a workout with you, or just some extra motivation and accountability. I jump on, I'm East Coast, and there's a morning Zoom accountability group every day. They just changed the hours. I think it's like 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Eastern. And I jump on it every day, and there's people who are working that are coaches, there are people that are working out, and it's just a great way for extra accountability. Nobody is watching you work out, because I know I was kind of like, I don't want to do this with people watching me. They're all doing the same thing as you. So no one's watching you. It's just an extra accountability, because you know that they're struggling right there through you at 5 a.m. or whatever time it is. So lean into the group. Honestly, that's the reason that a lot of us are still here 3 years into it.
And I think it's Autumn that one of the trainers that says like your motivation, drive, consistency is just like any other muscle in our body. So like right now, you probably couldn't just like curl a 50-pound weight, but like you do that, you build up to it and your arm gets strong enough, right? You know how muscles work. It's the same with consistency. So like 3 years ago, Heather would have done anything possible to get out of a workout. And I was a chronic quitter, and I would see people work out every day and I'd be like, I literally don't understand. They must've been born with something that I wasn't. And truly, it's just, you show up every day. You don't give yourself a plan B, and you show up every day. And I will promise that like you showing up every day works that consistency muscle. So yeah, there's days, most of the days I don't want to show up. Like most of the days I would like to just skip it, but I know how good it feels. And now it's easier for me to tell my brain to be like, nope, you just got to do it. It's that part is easier. Whereas before it was like so hard to like convince myself. And at the beginning, it is so hard to like really stay consistent, but that's like what matters the most, is working that muscle and just showing up when you don't want to. So I would say like, draw the line in the sand, Olivia, and be like, that is an old story you're telling yourself, that you're a chronic quitter. That's just a story so stop telling yourself that. You starting today, you're someone that shows up no matter what, and you show up consistently no matter what life is throwing at you. So I would just like draw that line in the sand and be like, now on November 13th, 2021 is a different Olivia, right? And I think sometimes you just gotta kind of say that.
To that point, I think it's important too, like a lot of us don't, I mean, I was not a person who ever worked out before this. So like if a lot of you were like, you don't work out, and don't be terrified of this, because trust me, I was like Heather, not doing this, but focus every day on how you're feeling. I think that that's going to be so much more than, you're not going to get crazy results in 5 days, guys. I'm going to just throw that out there, right? So like no one's going to lose 100 pounds in 5 days, but if you start focusing on how you're feeling, that's what gets me to show up every single day, because I know how much better I feel when I do it, despite not wanting to do it, because I pretty much talk myself into it every morning. So just remind yourself and focus more so on how you're feeling at the end of the day. And that's going to make you want to show up and want to keep going these 5 days. And they're 5 baby days, guys. It's going to go, I mean, we're already, less than 2 weeks from Thanksgiving. 5 days is going to feel like nothing.
Heather, do you see me now? I redid my email and password.
Let me see.
Hopefully.
Yes. Yep.
Perfect.
Okay.
Does anybody have any other questions before we hop off?
I like doing this on Saturday, so you guys have like all of tomorrow to figure out your schedule, when you're gonna wake up. We're gonna fast the snooze button this week.
Perfect. Like I said, we will get everyone, I will go in and approve everyone tomorrow morning, because I will on a much different time zone than Heather D is. So I will get everybody in there first thing tomorrow morning, and then posts will start coming through in the morning. So just check the app throughout the day, get familiar with it, but do not hesitate to reach out if you have any questions whatsoever, either in the app or to us privately, whatever you're comfortable with. But we want to make sure that you are ready to go Monday morning. Okay.
I just wanted to say thanks for putting this on, like 5 days. Like you guys have said, 5 days isn't enough for drastic change, but it is a jump start. So thanks.
Oh, you're awesome. We both started in similar things, so we know how powerful they can be. So we just want to be able to help provide those tools for everybody else. All right, well, I will get this recording in there. So if you have any questions, this will also be in the group, but I hope you guys have a great Saturday night, and I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.